Sawadee krap and welcome to Phuket Extra. I'm JP Mestanza and it's Friday, August 25th. And this is today's Phuket news, available at over 600 locations across the island. Pick up yours today. Now here's the news you need to know. With just over 460 stray dogs in a 4-rai shelter, the officials from the Phuket Stray Dog Shelter in Thailands, they say that the government's 1.3 million baht budget is, quote, nowhere near enough. According to the chief of Phuket Livestock, Surajit Wichuwan, the budget is not enough for all the improvements they need in order to not only expand, but also for medical expenses and more, adding they would need about 15 million baht. Just earlier this year, Soy Dog Foundation co-founder John Daly said incarcerating strays in shelters would do little to solve the stray dog problem on the island, and that large-scale sterilization and vaccination efforts are needed to control the stray population. Still, officials in Phuket Provincial Hall say that the soy dog problem in Phuket needs to be addressed either way. Even Phuket Vice Governor Siwapon Chuasawa donated 300,000 baht of their own money to help the shelter. For more on this, visit thephuketnews.com. Everyone loves Fridays, but a mom in Phuket town today might have a different opinion on that after her pickup truck caught on fire during peak hour traffic this morning while dropping her kids off to school. It happened at about 7:30 a.m. Friday morning, just 700 meters north of the Heroines Monument on the southbound lanes of Tetkasatri Road, and it took rescue workers about 15 minutes to put it out. She told the Phuket News that a warning light had lit up on the dashboard, but she continued to drive on. That's when the smoke came out of the engine. Luckily, no one was hurt. I thought she was brave enough to show up. Those are the words uttered by Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha after former PM Yingluck was a no-show today at the Supreme Court as they were set to rule on the rice pledging scheme case. The Supreme Court seized her 30 million baht bail bond and issued an arrest warrant after she failed to show up to the ruling in a case where she faced 10 years in prison if found guilty of dereliction of duty in failing to stop her administration's money-bleeding rice pledging scandal, which the current government says cost the state over 500 billion baht. The Bangkok Post reports that nearly 3,000 people showed up outside the Supreme Court in Bangkok to show their support for the ex-PM. But the reading of the Supreme Court's judgment, well, it could be made in absentia, and it's being postponed until next month, September 27th. Ms. Yingluck did, however, send a notification to the court saying she was sick, though no medical certification was sent. And now some in the cabinet speculate that she'll join her brother, fellow former PM Thaksin Shinawatra, in exile. For more on this, visit thephuketnews.com. And sit tight, Phuket Extra will be right back after this. Bellini To Go is now in Katu, pizza takeaway and more. Call today.
The What's On Guide. What's On Guide? Everything happening around Phuket.
Hi, I'm Sheila Riva and this is your What's On Guide for events happening around Phuket. This Sunday, August 27th, the Inspired Phuketian series of speeches will take place with keynote speaker J.J. Yangkomut. Inspired by the well-known TED Talks, the event is meant for the general public to connect with inspirational and authentic ideas. This Sunday speech, which will be in Thai, will take place at Sky Lake Club in Cheung Tale at about 6:30 p.m. To register, email sales@skylakeclub.com. And also this Sunday, August 27th, Blue Sign Beach Club will host the first community boutique/thrift fair. The newly renovated venue on Bang Tao Beach will have new and used items for sale at this Thriftique event. Next Sunday, September 3rd, Thanyapura will be hosting their King of the Mountain Trail Bike Classic and Trail Run for those on their feet. The King of the Mountain Trail Bike Classic starts at 11 a.m. and includes 4 distances. Meanwhile, the King of the Mountain Trail Run will begin at 7:30 a.m. on September 3rd. To sign up, visit thanyapura.com. And you still have time to register for the 3rd Accor Hotels Heartbreak Hill Mini Marathon on Sunday, September 17th. Run for Kids is going to start at Khao in Panwa, and proceeds will go to Accor Yim Kids Project to support child education for underprivileged school children. To sign up, visit the websites below. For more on these and other upcoming happenings around the island, click on the event page on thephuketnews.com.
Welcome back to Phuket Extra. Yingluck was not the only former politician who was to have their fate heard at the Supreme Court today, as former Commerce Minister Bunsong Teriapirom and his former deputy each were sentenced to decades in prison. It all stems from the government-to-government rice sales case, where the former Commerce Minister was sentenced to 42 years in jail, while his former deputy Pum Sarapol got 36 years. About 18 other influential figures were also sentenced, including an executive of a major rice exporter, in addition to the former chief of the Foreign Trade Department, who received 40 years in prison. Appeals could be coming, but for the full story, visit thephuket.news.com. And the World Bank is expecting Thailand's economy to grow about 3.5% this year, which is higher than they originally predicted back in April. After a fiscal stimulus and a rise in tourism exports, the country's GDP is set to grow, with one expert saying it could even reach over 4% if the government makes progress on services liberalization, public infrastructure, and education equality. Still, political uncertainty puts Thailand's economic growth at risk along with other factors, though the World Bank still projects Thailand's GDP to grow 3.6% in 2018. And that's it for Phuket Extra today. From all of us here at the Phuket News Center, thank you for watching. We'll be back on Monday to catch you up with all the news you missed over the weekend. Until then, stay classy, Phuket.
This is the Phuket News. This is Novosti Phuketa, the Russian newspaper for Phuket. This is Puji Dao Jiwen, the Chinese newspaper for Phuket. And this is Khao Phuket, the new Thai language newspaper for Phuket. Available at over 600 locations across the island. Stay up to date with the latest news in any language. Pick up your copy today. Your island, your paper.